Hello, everybody. It is Quynhforthewin and the Positive Pineapple. It's been a while since we filmed together, but we received a question. So this segment is answering a question. So if you watch any of our episodes and you post a question, we will respond back in a video form to really truly answer your question where it feels complete. So the question is, do you need to know who you are before dating? So, should I give my response first? Or you?
Yeah, of course.
So, when I think about that, when I was dating or I got into a relationship when I didn't know who I was and the other person didn't know who they were, a lot of fights happened, a lot of unhappiness happened, and I experienced a lot of pain from that. And so, to conclude that today, being with this person here, I've experienced less pains. And why is that? When I was getting to know myself, practicing self-love and really getting to know me and where I was, I realized what was really important and what's healthy, what's a safe space for me. So when I met this individual, or when I meet people in general, right, I'm able to identify what's gonna work, what's healthy for me and what's not, clearly, simply put. So that's what came up for me. My answer's kind of short, but just keep it simple.
Okay.
If anything comes up, I will share it. So I'm gonna let you go. And if anything comes up from you talking, then I'll share.
Sounds good.
But yeah, to me, it's important, and that's how I found a healthy relationship, and not just with this lovely person, with the people that are in my life today.
All right. So what was the question? So I can think
It was, do you need to know yourself before you start dating?
Yes, that is a loaded question. It's a very loaded question. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you. I'm not gonna say yes, and I'm not gonna say no, but I'm gonna give you a couple stories. I'm gonna give you what happened to me from the age of 19 to the age of 30. By choice, I went celibate for 5 years. And then I went celibate for 6 years, or almost 6 years. See, and if you are anywhere in your 20s or even in your teens, you can imagine just how roaring those hormones are. Like, oh yeah, and you want to express that. You want to have somebody, that pull to be with somebody, to share your appreciation, to share your love, to share your good vibes. That energy is strong. It is strong. And if you hear that, I want to say it one more time. I went celibate from age 19 to age 30. 11 years. There was only one time where it broke up in between that, where I had a quick one-night stand, and it wasn't worth it. So I would have been celibate for 11 years, maybe. But to go celibate for 5 years and then 6 years.
That's even still just unimaginable.
It's nuts. It's nuts when I reflect and think back on it. But during that time, do you know what I gained? Me. That's what I figured out. I knew who I had a strong self of who I was already, sort of, but it even grew, and I was able to clearly articulate it and clarify it for anybody who had ever asked me, who I am. We could share what that means and who am I later on,
Yeah, or even finding understanding of things about you. You knew yourself so much that you would be able to answer or help people understand
exactly
what you're trying to say.
Exactly. So to answer the question I always love to ask the question with another question, because when you think about who you are, knowing who you are, would you say that's the foundation? That's the foundation of who you are. So I want you to think of a home, right? When constructors build a home, there's a foundation, right? Because without the foundation, would you say it's very, very challenging to be able to build that home on something sturdy, right? It's very similar. It's very similar to be able to build anything without a foundation. Think about making a cake, right? You're probably thinking, what the hell, pineapple? What are you talking about cakes now? I'm talking about when you want to make a cake, there's a certain set of knowledge that is needed to make a cake or create a cake, right? You can't just go bake a cake. Like, I don't even know how to bake a cake. But yet, if you have the instructions, that is the foundation to build that cake. See? So getting into a relationship or trying to find somebody without knowing or having a strong self of who you are. You don't have to know exactly who you are, right? Just have a strong sense of self, right? To be able to ask yourself the question, if I were to actually get into this relationship or entertain bringing this person into my life, would I grow as a person?
Yeah.
Would I become better? Would it create the person who I am meant to be as a person? So you take those 3 questions to be able
really good.
before getting into something, because I can't say, indefinitely. You need to know exactly who you are,
Yeah.
right? Before you get into a relationship, because believe me, if you were to do that, you would go through the same amount of time that I did. And that's the question you should ask yourself. Am I ready to go celibate? And this is the thing. Not only was I celibate, but I didn't talk to anyone.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you whether
I didn't talk to any of the opposite sex. I didn't even entertain the idea. You know what I'm saying? I basically was living a monk life in all this. And you're probably thinking to yourself, how is that possible?
Yeah.
Oh, it's possible if the strong sense of self and whatever you're doing it for is bigger than you being in love or being with somebody or being in a relationship. That's how it's possible. Because there's one thing that I know that is even stronger than getting into a relationship. It's a sense of purpose. You see, the sense of self. So there it goes. I will say, I'm not gonna say yes. I'm not gonna say no.
Yeah.
But if you do decide to get into a relationship or you do decide to pursue love, if you don't have a foundation and you don't have that strong sense of self, of who you are and what you will take, what you will not take, asking the questions, will this make me better as a person? Will this help me grow to be the person I am, who I'm supposedly supposed to be? If you can't answer those questions, then, like she mentioned, people are in store for a lot of pain.
Yes.
Because when it comes to growing, a lot of people need to go through the growing pains before they could actually get the answers that they need for themselves. And that happens to way too many people. So if you don't have a strong sense of self, just be prepared to be in store for, there's a lot of pain coming your way. A lot of pain, because you're just gonna hit the lessons here, and you're gonna learn as you go. Or you can take more time to grow into who you are supposed to be as a person, right? Who's that supposed to be? I like to ask the question, do you want to be happy?
Yeah,
right?
That's where I went to too. Someone
Like,
said-
what does your consistent happiness look like? And does money get in the way? See, that's another topic. But
Oh yeah.
if you decide to go for this, the strong sense of self, it's gonna be a while. And I know that you could probably be with whoever you may want to be. They just aren't the person that you want to be with, right?
Yeah, or
they're
that's good
they're
for
just
you.
they're just the fill-in. But if you decide to grow yourself instead, find that strong sense of self, you're gonna avoid all those painful lessons that you need to learn, because you're gonna figure it out here and here first. So there it goes.
Yeah.
There it goes.
Love it.
So what they said, I'm gonna throw it back to the Queen for the win. And if you have another question after that, please feel free to ask.
That was greatly explained, and I'm just thinking about all the times when I didn't had a strong sense of self, that means I wasn't high on my self-worth, and so I made a lot of decisions to gain worth through other people.
Right.
And especially when you have invested time with somebody and you're dependent on your worth and your happiness and your love on one person, and they don't know who they are, and when they move around and they do make decisions based on their own flow or them figuring out who they are or whatnot, it hurts you because you're attached to them. Everything they do, you're like, everything is relied on them. And so I've experienced a lot of pains when I've watched my past partners make decisions that whatever it was, whether it was good for them or whatever, it hurt me because they didn't have that foundation for themselves either. And a lot of times when we get into a relationship, what is it for? Like what he said, is it going to help me be a better person, or is it to make me feel loved? And that's the main reason, because I feel empty and emotionally I don't know how to take care of that. So in the meantime, let me just get into a relationship so I feel emotionally fulfilled. And the thing is, we already know what it's like to be in a relationship or date when we don't have a strong sense of self already. So perhaps like all the questions, we're not asking the right questions, and we're investing time in the areas that is not truly helping us gain a sense of self.
Yeah. It's gonna be tough. It's
yeah.
gonna be tough. But at least if you choose the latter, you'll actually be and have conviction on who you are.
Yes.
Because after that happens, nobody can take that away from you.
Mm-hmm.
You'll actually know what you stand for.
Yes.
And that's invaluable. Totally. And that's where your confidence comes from, right?
Yes.
That's where your confidence comes from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's the thing. Once you get it, you have to keep practicing it daily.
Yes, because you can lose it as well.
Because if you do, that's the other side of it. You could lose it you could lose it faster than it took to get there. And that is the unfortunate part.
And that's why I say the self-love lifestyle, I call it the self-love lifestyle, because you're investing in yourself, is the hardest. Because there's distractions everywhere. There's the media, there's Instagram, there's things that you see that you can just compare yourself to. And your strong wants start to win over what you truly need. Yeah. And that's danger zone. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, great. All right. If you guys have any more questions, we will respond back in a video form.
All right.
All right. We will see you on the next one.
To you. Hello, smiles. Please, everyone. Keep spreading your love. You laugh.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And those good vibes that you have. Stay magical.
Bye, guys.